Hello. Don't you think that our control of the ship is too simple? Done get off it? It seems to me. Therefore, I propose to take management to the next level. Let's make everything beautiful. So, we need to go to the player input branch. It contains controls from the keyboard, mouse and screen border. And now we will create a second, advanced control option. But I wouldn't want to delete the first option just yet. Maybe it will come in handy again. So here's what you can do. Select all the blocks and copy them to the clipboard using the Ctrl+C combination. Let's create a new logical branch. Let's call it Player Input 2. Paste the copied blocks there. Now let's select all the blocks associated with the keyboard and delete them. Select the base and in the Armory trait window, uncheck the old logical branch Player Input. It will still be attached to the base. It's just that now it won't work in the game because it's disabled. Now let's link a new branch, Player Input 2, to the base. Now, if we start the game, we will not be able to control the ship because we no longer have controls. And now we will rebuild it. Off we go. Let's return to the logical branch and start with our favorite x-axis. To move along the x-axis, we need two keys, A and D. Let's arrange them like this. D above, A below. Then we add a math block in subtraction mode. Let's subtract the state of the key, A, from the state of the D key. What kind of nonsense, you ask? Let me explain. For clarity, let's display the result in our favorite console. Using the print block, we will output the result every tick. What do we see? If you do not touch the keys, the number 0 is displayed in the console. If we press the key, A, that is, to the left, we will see the number -1 in the console. Well, the last option. When we press the D button, which is responsible for moving to the right, we will see a +1. Let's try to understand where these numbers come from. Remember what kind of values are transmitted by logical outputs. That's right, Boolean values. There are only two of them, true and false. And if they are translated into mathematical language, true is 1 and false is 0. Now we look at the block and strongly imagine what will happen if not a single key is pressed. We have false on both channels of the math block. That is two zeros. 0 minus 0 equals 0. Now imagine that we pressed the key A. Now the first input is 0 and the second is 1. 0 minus 1 equals -1. Well, the last option, the D key is pressed. The first input is 1. The second is 0. 1 minus 0 equals 1. Exactly what is needed. We have three states that we can transform into movement. And in principle, we can now move the ship along the x-axis if we add the translate block. The print block is no longer needed. Let's delete it. Let's connect the translate block to the onUpdate block. Because in this scheme, we will move our ship constantly. Only the speed of the ship will depend on the keyboard. For example, if we don't press the buttons, the ship continues to move at 0 speed, so it stands still. And from the mathematics block, 3 speed options will come. And we cannot immediately connect these values to the translate block. We need to convert them into a vector. We connect the result from mathematics to the x-axis. You can run the game and see how the circuit works. And everything seems great, but for some reason the ship does not move smoothly in the right direction, but simply teleports directly to the edge of the screen. This is because one is too fast to move around our scene. This means that when the right key is pressed, our ship will fly 1 meter per tick, for a total of 60 meters per second. And our stage is only 1.5 meters wide. Therefore, we must fix these values, for example, by multiplying by a coefficient or by dividing it. As far as I remember, in the first version of the control we had a speed of 0.5 thousandths. How to reduce 1 to 5 thousandths using division? That's right. You need to divide the resulting value by 200. We simply add another mathematical block and switch it to division mode. We connect our speed values to the first slot and divide them by 200. Let's start the game. Let's make sure everything works. Of course, we don't bother ourselves so much for this, because we got the same thing as in the first version. No. In the advanced version, we will have inertia. Therefore, we need a variable. And now we will master one more type of variables. Let's create a float block. In the right panel, go to the Armory tab and find the 3 variables section. Select the float block and make a variable out of it by pressing the New var from Node button. In the window that appears, rename the variable to speed x, leave the default value 0. Close the right panel. By the way, we don't need these 2 blocks yet. Let's disconnect them and move them to the side. Now let's save the resulting speed into our new variable. For this, we need the set variable block. We need to constantly save the current value, so we power it from the onUpdate block. We connect our variable to the variable input. And we connect the converted values from the keyboard to the value input. And now, since our variable always stores the current speed, we can simply connect a copy of our variable to the vector block to move our ship. The translate block must also be powered from the onUpdate block to change position constantly. Let's check what happened. Nothing new yet. The main thing is everything works. Now comes the fun part. Let's add inertia. I propose to move this block, which makes our speed acceptably small, to the end of the program, right before you move the object. Now let's not just write into a variable what we received from the key, but add this value to the already existing one, so that the speed increases. Duplicate the math block. Select the addition mode and add the current value of the variable with the resulting speed. Now we have a problem. Our speed will increase very quickly. Therefore, we need another math block. Before adding, let's multiply our speed by 0.1. Just to make the speed grow more slowly, so that every tick, not 1 is added, but 10 times less. Already better. Next problem. Once the ship picks up speed, it does not slow down. If we release the keys, the ship will continue to fly until it hits the screen border. And we need to make sure that when the key is released, the speed gradually drops until it stops completely. To do this, we will add another set variable block, and once again we will rewrite the variable, but before that we will multiply it by 0.95 hundredths. It turns out that if we do not press the trigger, the speed will decrease by 5% for each tick. Let's check how this looks in practice. Beauty. Let's do the same for the y-axis. Copy the diagram. Let's move it lower. We need to create a new block float and make a new variable, speed y. And of course you need to change the keys to W and S. Let's launch the game, try it, and enjoy it. If everything worked out for you, and you like this option more than the first, then go to Armory Trait, select the first version of player input, and press minus. Well, now you can rest with a clear conscience. Bye bye.